We'll see. Hey, how we doing? It's great to be home. I want to give a shout out to my home local, who's being led by one of the greatest leaders Local 25 is ever going to see. My members at Local 25 and your president, Local 25, Tom Murray. I also want to recognize the world's oldest Teamster in the world. He was actually a waiter at the Last Supper, because we talked about Rome and the Vatican. Our retiree president, Joe Conti. Now, being union leaders, being union activists, we all have titles, we all have positions. We have these fancy titles that we love. I'm a president, I'm a general secretary treasurer, I'm a trustee, whatever the case may be. I'm a business manager. But you know what my favorite title in the world is? Dad. My son Sean is a fourth-year apprentice in the Plumbers Union. He's a fifth-generation trade unionist. Like all of you here today, he continues to inspire me every single day to get up with a burning desire and push back on those schoolyard bullies known as corporate America and these corrupt politicians who don't seem to get it. Well, they're going to get it moving forward more ways than one. Sarah said how we were in the Vatican, and she was right. We were out there trying to formulate an agenda worldwide. And we're doing that because, I think you've heard me say this a few different times, that the power of collaboration is going to truly effectuate change within this country. And we got a very, very special opportunity to meet the Pope. Now, I had a conversation with the Pope, and he even said, corporate America, corrupt politicians, God can't even help them. Right? We're over there collaborating because these corporations in corporate America, some of them are global companies, have global presence. We've got a great opportunity to take back our unions, number one, restore faith in our respective organizations, but inspire workers to organize and join unions because they know they got millions upon millions of union members supporting their backs. I have the best job in the entire world. Thanks to my Teamster members who allowed me the opportunity and privilege to lead the greatest union in the world, 1.2 million strong, and that is the International Brotherhood of Teamsters. But we can have all these fancy titles. We can fly all around the world. But we need to have results, not excuses. And when we're talking to these CEOs, or we're calling them out like we are, and we have a great, great leader, great advocate, and our Senator Bernie Sanders, who is not afraid to take on corporate America, not afraid to call out his colleagues in Washington. And I've witnessed it. I had the great pleasure and opportunity to testify at a Senate Budget Committee hearing where Senator Sanders set it up so that we could actually go in there and in front of some of these Republican politicians who don't like unions, who don't support unions, who are more focused on the bottom line of a balance sheet. We got to call them out. And I referred to corporate America, the Amazons, Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, Sergeant Schultz from Starbucks. I refer to them as white-collar criminals. Amazon, like many other corporations, are a white-collar crime syndicate. And you know the sad part of that hearing? They award Amazon billions, our government awards Amazon billions upon billions of government contracts. They reward bad behavior. It's time for us to hold these crooked politicians who we elect, and in some cases fund. We hold them accountable just like our members, just like working people are held accountable. When they're not doing their jobs, they should be fired. They should not support any business that does not embrace the right to organize. They should not reward any company that's not going to sit down after their workers wanted to join a union and negotiate a collective bargaining agreement. We should hold them accountable. We should make certain that anybody that takes on working people, they should not receive any type of government benefits or contracts. And we will continue that fight. And the sad reality, and my partner in crime, Sarah Nelson, said it best. These politicians don't care. All they care about is making certain that they get their large donations, making sure that they get their fancy dinners, maybe their golf games paid for by corporate America. And we have to do a better job, like at Amazon, exposing how viral this company is, how bad they treat their workers. There's 150% turnover ratio at Amazon. Amazon focuses on distressed communities around the country. They focused on highly populated immigrant distressed communities so that they can extort and exploit workers. There is no path to a full-time career. They hide behind what we all know, independent contractor models, where they aren't required to pay benefits, they aren't required to give wage increases. It's a scam. It needs to end. And these politicians need to get off their ass and start supporting the people who built America, and that's the working class. And we have that. And Senator Sanders, who you're going to hear from, we have that. Now, let's get back to the Three Stooges. Let's get back to Bezos, Musk, what's the other one's name? Sergeant Schultz from Starbucks. There has never been a most inspiring time for organized labor and people to organize within their workplaces. Because of those three nitwits and their bad behavior, they're actually helping us organize. They're helping us mobilize. They're helping us strategize. And they don't know it. Because when employers treat workers bad, we, organized labor, unions, are the only option to hold these white-collar crime syndicates known as corporate America accountable. And when we organize, we strategize, especially with the Amazons, the Starbucks workers. Never so proud in my life to see a youth movement, right, to organize, right? And that's not the only fight we have, but it's going to be the biggest. It's going to be the most platformed on a national level we're ever going to see. But we can organize. We got to strategize. Most importantly, we're going to pulverize corporate America. But we have to do that by mobilizing our members, making sure that, like my son, who's a fifth-generation trade unionist, we got the ability, sitting around Mrs. O'Brien's dinner table, learning how important it was to be active and support the union. I learned firsthand that education on why we have such great conditions. And the one thing that we were focused on was making certain that we learned and respected the organization that has given us everything in our entire lives, given us great opportunity. And it's time we do a better job of educating that next generation of workers. Because most of those next generation of workers that we're seeing in the workplace right now, and we talk about mobilizing, they've never been a generational connection to the unions. They don't know how hard it is to protect and preserve and improve working conditions. We have to teach them about the struggles. Our Teamster retiree president spent many years in the trenches fighting, striking, sacrificing, so that we can enjoy affordable health care. We can afford middle-class living. We can afford to buy homes. But most importantly, we can afford to retire with a pension and maintain our dignity and current status while we're retired. Education is going to be the most vital part of our survival and our take-back of working-class America. We have to ensure that we give them the knowledge, the history of why unions are so important, why they're so powerful. We have to make certain they understand the discipline that went on, the sacrifice, but we also have to embrace new ideas, new ways, new strategies. I am so excited to be a part of this time right now. And I took over an organization